Since the birth of Canada, the strategic relationship with our neighbor to the north has been of great importance to the United States of America. In times of peace and times of conflict, Canada and the United States have chosen to build and maintain an alliance and an open dialogue that are the envy of the world. The United States and Canada are more than just strategic partners, though. We have the longest continuous border in the world, what our President Eisenhower once described as a common frontier defended only by friendship. Our shared commitment to peace and prosperity has allowed our two nations to develop a relationship that is one of the closest in the world. We trade more than any other two countries in history, with almost $2 billion of goods flowing across the border every day. Canada is the United States' largest energy supplier. Hundreds of thousands of people cross between the United States and Canada every day, too. And through organizations like NORAD and NATO, our militaries have an unprecedented degree of interconnectedness.
This year, Canada celebrates the 150th year of Confederation. For Americans, this is one of the many milestones in our friendship, and we look forward, very much forward, I must say, to many more to come.
The embassy's architect, David Childs, is well known for the design of One World Trade Center and the Time Warner Center. The architectural team set out to create a building that balanced accessibility and openness, respect for its placement and physical environment, and was a reflection of the sense of harmony with democratic values shared by our two countries. Opened in 1999, this single 138,000 square foot complex replaced our previous building on Wellington Street and almost a dozen other locations, and it's allowed us to bring our staff together and increase our ability to interact with our Canadian diplomatic and bureaucratic counterparts. Bounded by the York Steps and the Connaught Building to the south, and the Peacekeeping Monument and National Gallery of Canada to the north, the embassy's design is purposely conservative and modest. Built on a stone base in a single block tapered to precisely fit the long, narrow site. The atrium and center dome, faceted and polished stainless steel, provide light and circulation to the interior and create a strong and fascinating focal point. Every aspect of the building has purpose. For instance, the ceremonial entrance faces west toward the Canadian Parliament buildings, while the consular entrance faces east, in harmony with other business and government installations in the area, and built with limestone and granite, which creates harmony with its Byward Market neighbors. Even the location of the embassy itself tells a story of respect and integration. It's in clear view of Parliament, much like the Canadian Embassy in Washington, which occupies an important spot on the Mall, between the White House and the Capitol Building on Pennsylvania Avenue. The U.S. Embassy in Ottawa, our main diplomatic mission in Canada, is the place where we carry out the day-to-day activities that make up the U.S.-Canada relationship. We look after the interests of American citizens in Canada, and we work with Canadian counterparts to keep movement between our two countries safe and efficient. Embassy officers work across the whole spectrum of politics, economics, trade, and environment to express U.S. views to Canadian government counterparts and to inform Washington policymakers about Canadian views. The United States Embassy in Ottawa is where we work, and we really do mean we. Our building is home to both American and Canadian employees who work side by side in fostering and furthering the United States-Canada relationship. Our American employees may work in this building, but we live in Ottawa and Gatineau, send our children to local schools, and get involved in local sports and recreational activities. There's no better way to capture how closely our two countries are tied together than to see the close personal relationships formed, both in the embassy building and beyond it.